Who is the Premier League's best winger? This is the question I'm asking today. And look, it's going to be subjective, but what I want to do is I want to dive into the statistics and really look at what does it mean to be a good winger? Is it someone that crosses, creates chances, someone who's good at dribbling? Jeremy Doku's been on great form recently. You've got Bukayo Saka, who's been doing it for a few years in the Premier League. You've got Grealish, who's having a resurgence at Everton. Mohamed Salah, has he still got enough in the tank? I'm going to have a look at the stats from the Premier League and really compare the players and see who is the top winger. Let's jump into it.
So, here is the dribble success rate against the dribbles attempted per 90. Unsurprisingly, Doku is top in terms of dribbles attempted per 90. But in terms of success rate, I think this is probably due to the amount that he's done. He's lower down, but sort of middle of the ground in terms of success rate. However, if you look at the frequency of his compared to some of the others, no wonder why his success rate is a lot different to some of the other wingers. We've got here goals and assists per 90 against successful dribbles per 90. So you've got Esteval, who's at the top for goals and assists per 90. He hasn't started lots for Chelsea, but he's been involved in a lot of goal involvement, so that doesn't surprise me. You can see he's stand out here at the moment. Saka's kind of middle of the ground here, or actually towards the top of the group for successful dribbles per 90 and goal contributions per 90. He hasn't assisted this year yet, so I'm sure throughout the season we'll see him a lot more higher in this. He's always so effective for Arsenal, but yeah, he's sitting there at the moment. I was interested in this one. I've seen a little bit of talk about Kevin. He's just been signed from Fulham in the summer from Shakhtar Donetsk, and immediately it seemed like he was rumoured with Liverpool, and I wondered why, but it just shows you here how successful his dribble rate is. That may be something that they're looking at for someone who could come in and maybe potentially replace Salah. You see Salah's over here. His XG and assists per 90 is sort of around quite a lot of the pack here. Maybe he's not dribbling as much. He's a little bit older now. But it's interesting to see. I thought Gakpo, I think that makes sense. I've actually been quite impressed by Gakpo this year. You got Savinho, you'd look at him as a dribbler. Anthony Gordon, Hudson-Odoi, Kudus, Grealish, Neto. Some elite players here, but look at the Doku, successful dribbles per 90 compared to the others. I mean, he's on top form at the moment. This one here is chance creation ratio against progressive actions. So we can see here, progressive actions, there's a group here. So we've got Szoboszlai, Iwobi, Kevin, Hudson-Odoi, Doku, Garnacho, Odobert. Surprised, to be fair. Grealish. Some top pros, even David Brooks here. Bournemouth flying high at the moment. Progressive actions are quite high. And we're looking at this group at the top here who actually, their chance creation ratio is quite high as well. So they're getting forward and they're creating chances for their team. So you can see Doku's quite high here. He's creating a lot of chances for his team. Does that mean that they're not being put away? Let's be honest, Holland's tucking so many away at the moment. But is he creating chances and there could be even more goals? Harvey Barnes, Saka, Minter. I watched Minter live when I went to Spurs. He's rapid. Good player, really good player. And obviously you've got Welbeck, who's been bagging the goals in. See, this one went under the radar a little bit. Brendan Harrison at Leeds, creating lots of chances at Leeds. You've got Verts at the bottom here. Progressive actions, middle of the park, and he's low down for chance created. I think jury's still out. Is he a winger? Is he more of a central sort of floating midfielder? I don't know. But it hasn't clicked just yet. This is XG and assists per 90, and we've got the progressive actions per 90 as well. So it's kind of similar to the last one. You got, obviously we mentioned already, Esteval. He's not played lots of games, but he's been involved in lots of goals and assists. What cross accuracy? This is an interesting one. So you think of wingers like taking the defender on, crossing the ball. A lot of teams now play with one striker, so crossing accuracy is like quite an important stat. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. So Esteval, his cross accuracy is higher. I think his minutes are probably less than a lot of the other players here, so take that with a pinch of salt. You got the progressive actions on the side here. So Doku's cross accuracy is quite low. Again, is that because he's creating so many chances that his percentage is going down because the accuracy has not been great every time? Amad Diallo at United fits in nicely into that system. Looks like cross accuracy is about 50% and making lots of progressive actions. Trying to see if there's anyone else here that stands out. I wouldn't look at Grealish as someone that crosses the ball much, right? He holds on to it. He makes defenders commit. He always has a fullback who's doing the overlap. He seems to be someone that passes more inside and makes the movements rather than a crosser, as it is. Because a lot of the wingers now, if you think about it, we've got like Doku, Saka, let's say Iwobi, Hudson-Odoi, Diallo, Esteval. The one thing that's in common here, a lot of them are wingers that play on the other side, right? They cut inside wingers. Savinho, who normally plays on the right, is left-footed. Gakpo, exactly the same. The wingers come in and you've got the fullbacks that will either do the overlap, or even now we're seeing it quite commonly, they do the underlap. And they, I think, who's been doing this really good recently? Calafiori's been doing it really good for Arsenal. He'll just come in those pockets, which is normally between like the attacking midfielders and the strikers, and just occupy the defenders. Same with Kudus on the other side. So there's a lot of inverted wingers there, so maybe crosses aren't as important anymore. This is goal conversion against progressive actions. So Doku, this is one thing with Doku, like he's a great dribbler. Like on his day, it's really, really difficult for any defender to contain him. But is he contributing to the team in terms of goals enough? It's a big question, right? Is he just someone that can set people up and create chances, and he's got rapid pace, great agility, great dribbling, great skills, but can he actually start scoring some goals? You look here, we've got, I was surprised, at the top of this list, Brennan Johnson, goal conversion. You got Iliman Ndiaye at Everton, having a great season so far. Not surprised to see Jadon Anthony there. I think he got 3 or 4 goals in his first few games for Burnley, doing really well. Semenyo again, someone that's really doing well again this season and might even get a big move. Who knows? Okay, let's see what else we've got here. We've got shots per 90. The top one doesn't surprise me at all. Jacob Murphy loves a shot. Working on that right-hand side. I mean, I think he's even keeping Elanga out the team at the moment. I think he's 30 years old, and some people may look at him and go, oh, a couple of years ago that he'll have to like make a move to a smaller team to try and get minutes. He must have been working really hard, because he's got back into that Newcastle team, and you look at it sometimes and think, can they drop him? He creates so many different opportunities. You can see here as a winger, he's actively shooting as well. Seems to link up well with Voltemada. You've got other players here that shoot quite often. You've got Eze. I mean, I wouldn't really class... It's difficult. I wouldn't really class Eze and Cunha as out-and-out wingers. They're more like number 10s. Buendia. The resurgence of Buendia has done really well. Scored a free kick a couple of weeks ago. Let's have a look what else we've got. Touches in the box per 90. Garnacho. Grealish, Doku, wow, those two really stand out there. Garnacho's doing all right at Chelsea. He gets a lot of slack, but he's doing okay. I'd like to see more from Odobert. Odobert's here in the middle. I'm a Spurs fan myself. I think he's got potential. I'd love to see more from him. Pedro Neto, fantastic player. He's in and amongst it. We've got similar names that are coming up. Salah. The thing is, if you actually look at Salah's goals and assists, he's been involved in quite a lot of goals already this season, but he's set those standards, right, where we expect there to be more. Assists per 90, Garnacho, Doku, Buendia, Ruta. Wouldn't really class Ruta as a winger. Hartman. I thought he was a fullback, to be honest. I think Kudus has got the most assists so far. Obviously, this is per 90. I think he's on 5. I think Grealish is on 4. And I think Doku's on 3 from memory. Pass completion and progressive actions. This goes back to maybe Doku's crossing accuracy, not maybe creating so much chances and getting so much in there, not completing all the passes. Arias, I thought he was going to be a good player when he come to Wolves, but they're struggling at the moment. Somerville's in there for pass completion. You've got Giallo, Oscar Bob. He's a good player. Lots of different options here. So possession loss per 90. Well, that's interesting. So these are small scale, these ones, but you've got Kudus, Doku, Ruta, Minta. Maybe again, is that because they're trying so much that there's more opportunity for them to lose the ball? I think that's a great thing with Kudus at Tottenham, is he really attacks the full-back and he makes them sort of step back, which is exactly what you want from your winger, right? Get the defence on the back foot. I thought Elanga was great at that last year when he was at Forest, but still sort of biding his time at Newcastle and getting settled in. Xavi Simons, I'd love to see a lot more from. I can see his name here in the middle. Let's see what else you got. Offensive duels 1 per 90. Doku, lots of offensive duels 1. He's a strong lad, right? I think there's just still a bit of a question mark on his end result. He makes so much chances. Can he do more? Grealish. See, look, Kevin's name keeps popping up. I didn't realise that Kevin was statistically doing this well. Some of your other names, Anthony Gordon, Saka, who you kind of expect it from. David Brooks has come up a couple of times. Trossard, what a goal that was a few weeks ago. Let's see what we got here. This is goals and assists per 90. Look at Buendia, is up there. Garnacho, Semenyo, and Mbeumo. Mbeumo got a player of the month, didn't he? Some big names there. This is a bit of a comparison between Doku, Grealish, Saka, and Kudus, who I think are overall some of the best wingers. Let me know if there's any ones I've missed out. I've purposefully left Salah out of this one. I just wanted to have a look and see how they compared. You can see the green one, Saka, is low on the assists this year. I don't think he's got any Premier League assists so far, but if that changed and he started getting a few more assists, then his graph will look pretty immense, right? You've got Doku, he stands out quite a lot there, but again, it's just that it's the crosses and it's the completion of chances. You've got Kudus. Kudus is pretty similar to Grealish, but a bit more of a crosser. And that doesn't surprise me, as I said earlier with Grealish. But they're all carriers of the ball. They all like to dribble. They all like to drive at defenders. Key passes there from Doku and Saka. They're all pretty much of a muchness, right? They're all pretty similar, but Doku's still only 23. Oh my God, Saka's 24. Feels like he's been around for ages. Kudus is only 25 as well. He's got massive potential. He's still got potential, Doku, and working with arguably the best manager in the world. Be interesting to know if there's anyone that I've missed from this list, but who is the best winger in the Premier League? It's up for debate, right? It's up for debate. Let me know your thoughts.